Alright, this is Xahhfink6's Guide to Corki. This is part 1, mostly about farming and laning phase, and it's kind of entitled, Don't Call Me Squishy. Here you see buying my first items. I grab a cloth armor and 2 of each potion. This gives me an extreme amount of health and mana in the early game, as well as high defenses. If you can see them there, at level 1 my defenses are 41 armor and a 42 magic resist. We head off into mid, and we meet an Ashe there. Let's see what we can do. I'm trying to avoid her first crit here, but she goes out of her way to get it. Minions deal her some damage on the way back. Immediately I begin focusing on last hitting. I see whenever a minion has low health, I hold off until he's within range of my kill, which at level 1 here is 56 points, and then I make the killing blow on him. As you see, I just got those 4 minions, already putting me ahead in creep score on this Ashe. She's working pretty hard on harassing me here, but I'm able to hang back and keep myself a bit safer. I haven't used any skills yet. I'm saving my mana. If I see her get close enough to a minion, like there, I'll use the phosphorus bomb to both grab the minion's kill as well as being able to harass her. Other than that, for the first couple of levels, I count on my high defenses to keep me safe. Alright, here we are a little bit later with this same Ashe. Again, using my phosphorus bomb to harass when it's necessary, or if there is a large number of minions that I won't be able to hit them all at once, I'll use the phosphorus bomb and grab multiple kills. Alright, let's look a little bit more at these early levels. Here I am against a Nidalee in mid. Nidalee, a very strong harasser with her spear, and her ability to continually heal up. I'll ignore her mostly. I know she'll be able to heal, and focus again on the minion creeps. This guide goes along with the guide. If you look into my written guide, it will describe my masteries, but since I've got a moment here, I'm going to explain them. I usually run either a 0-9-21 or a 3-6-21. The dodge mastery would be what I'd get if I go 9 in defense, but since I don't always have... I haven't been using dodge runes, so I've skipped them at this point. What I have for my runes, I have attack speed marks, giving me great attack speed here. I know we'll talk about armor pen later, but the attack speed marks give me a great early game, as well as the ability to farm once I grab my first item, which you'll see shortly. Alright, anyways, this Nidalee is pushing pretty hard. I'm keeping back. Rather than attacking her, I'm working on these last hits. If we get a moment here, I'll see what my creep score is compared to hers, but I should already be pushing ahead of both her and that Ashe in that last game. As I was saying, my runes for seals, I've been running my MP per 5 per level rather than going with dodge seals because Corki is a very mana-hungry character. And in glyphs, I've been running magic resist per level, and in quints, I'll usually run health, or occasionally I think in this video I was testing out a single magic resist flat quintessence. Aha, and here I've hit level 6. This is when the fun really begins for farming as Corki. Because missiles. They've got great range, they deal damage, and now you have 3 ways to substitute your auto attack. So you can auto attack, you can hit a missile which will reset your attack timer, and you can get a phosphorus bomb to clean up a group of minions. If you see, I'm already ahead on creep score there. And there you see, if you shoot off a missile as well as a phosphorus bomb, you'll be able to kill the entire back wave of creeps, as well as deal damage to any champions that are standing near there. If you were paying attention, the first skill that I took was Phosphorus Bomb, and I continue to level up at any opportunity that I have. After that, I get 1 level of my Valkyrie, and then I max out my Gatling gun. The Gatling gun does great damage, although it's far too expensive to be using in lane. If you see, I don't use my Gatling gun anywhere in here. And I try to avoid using Valkyrie except as an absolute last escape method. Both of these are very mana intensive, and using them in lane will drain you out of mana that could be better used for last hitting. Here we'll see that phosphorus explosion again for all 3 of those creeps there. The other thing is, because I can clear these waves so quickly, I get the chance to head off out of my lane and grab some other neutral creeps without losing any in-lane experience. Because of the burst of the phosphorus bomb and explosion, I can quickly take out an entire creep wave. without losing any health. Continuing on here, that ability to clear these waves also, if you saw earlier, lets me go back to base safely without being harassed and without losing very much experience when I teleport back. Alright, let's see one more early game. Here I'm against a Kog'Maw. This is when Kog'Maw was at his highest power before the recent nerf. So it's a pretty intense match here. He can do some high power early game with his BAB. Although, again, I'm hanging back far away from where he'll be able to harass me and waiting for these creeps to go down in health. If you see, I can click on them, and it'll show me their health exactly on the top of there. When you're paying attention how much damage you do for last hitting, remember your passive will deal 10% of your damage as true damage in there. So I begin pushing him forward. He's hiding now by his tower, not for any fear of harassment, just because I'm killing these minions faster than he is as I get these last hits. See, I'm waiting for him to get within range, and another creep kill. When he pushes out, I do a little bit to harass him. I throw a phosphorus bomb, which throws in a blind as well in case he continues to try and harass me. But that plus my attack is enough to scare him back for a moment. The cannon minions, they're very important to get the kill on because they are worth more gold than the other things, so I'll often use a phosphorus bomb just to ensure the last hit on there, as it deals more than my auto attack does at this point. Alright, when I hit level 6, he's now hit level 6 as well, so things get interesting, because now I have missiles from the sky to start dodging, as his living artillery hits from very far away. I clear that minion wave, and immediately at level 6 I start going out to hit the wraith camps. They give me both an amount of gold as well as an experience gain on their other mid. So there, that's 36 plus 35 is 71 gold that I'm getting from there that he is not getting. I come back before any of the creeps have gone missing, and I'm able to continue to last hit. Missiles are also fine for that. If you saw there, that was just 2 full waves of minions that I took out without losing a creep. There, you can already see I'm up on creep skill by quite a bit. Here I am with that game in Ashe again, and already I have 11 creep score on her, just hitting level 6 now. Ashe again, I have to be careful because her ult adds quite a bit to her. But I'm focusing on these creeps. Anytime you can use your phosphorus bomb and your missile to take out that last hit is very useful. If you see, Ashe does go for a kill here, but with my surprisingly high defenses and the minions there, she's pushed back and forced to pop Ghost in order to escape. When I head back, I pick up my next item, which is going to be Madred's Razor, if I can, all the way to Wriggle's Lantern. Wriggles gives me armor, it gives me attack, it gives me lifesteal in huge amounts, and it also gives utility that will help me throughout the entire game. I come back, and you see my defenses are quite high, and I do pop a Gatling gun here. Warwick, normally an early game character, is forced away from my high damage. I back up, deciding not to be too risky, not to make Ashe's mistake and lose health to these creeps here. And you can see, when I'm hitting these minions, my health is quickly rising because of the lifesteal and the chance of Madred proc, which includes lifesteal on the Wriggle's Lantern. Once I get the chance, I activate the active of the Wriggle's Lantern, placing a ward. Clear up this minion wave first. I start to head bot towards Dragon, then realize that we already have a ward by Dragon, so I throw it on the other side of the river. That way we now have a ward on both sides of the river, making me quite safe from ganks. Ashe returns, but the minion wave is still pushed, so I decide to go and grab some more wraith camps. Alright, coming back into mid. The next thing that I'm going to be able to start doing, I now have Wriggle's Lantern, and I've got a little bit of level. I'm going to be looking at when I can go and grab a Golem buff. Again, I should be able to grab a Golem buff and come back into lane without losing any minions. As you see, I was spamming some skills, so I've run out of mana, but I look back and my Cannon minion is coming. Cannon minion wave is going to be the one that has the most health, so it'll take the longest for them to push against, which means I'm going to focus on really taking out this wave quickly. I'm not getting any procs here, so it's taking a little bit longer than I'd hope. but I'm able to missile down that wave and take out these minions here, ignoring Ash as she tries to poke me. My lifesteal at this point is more than she can get through, especially with the 81 armor I have at this point. So, with that wave pushing, I head off towards Golem. Because Gatling Gun lowers armor, in addition to the fact that Madrid procs, the procs can be for well over 500, and will be doing great damage as well as AoE. Even without very much mana, I'm able to quickly take out this Golem. I'm kind of wishing that I had saved enough to get boots before my first back, but I head back into mid. Here we are. Because of this Golem and the Wraith camps that I've been grabbing, I already have a level advantage on Ashe in mid, despite there being 0-0-0 in both of our scores. If this Madrid can, the Wriggle's Lantern can proc for that huge amount of damage, but if you see that attacking a minion is going to not give you a kill, you still have to be cautious, because it's better to get the last hit than to risk the chance of it not proccing. Here I'm keeping an eye on my missile count. I want to reach 3, so I can get a big one as I go and approach the enemy Wraith camp, which is something I can do as well. I see that she's not much of a threat now, so I feel safe. I have the big one ready, head over towards their Wraith camp. Firing both about at once, they both have a small delay. I'm able to take out that entire Wraith camp. As Warwick shows up, I bolt out of there over the wall with Valkyrie, and now I'm back with Mercury Treads. I'm able to quickly escape him. But killing that enemy Wraith camp is something that can be very important for you, because that will give you much gold as well as grabbing your one as well. Here I am back in the Kog'Maw game, and you see I had 80 to 51 as creep score, already quite an advantage. And this is against a very good farmer of Kog'Maw. But there, making sure not to let any creeps go missing, I was able to score all 6 of those. Head down real quick, I grab this Wraith camp here. It may seem to start getting repetitive, and it is nice to be able to sit back and farm. With the Madrids, with the Wriggle's Lantern, I'm able to keep at high health, and with those early mana potions and the Golem that I shortly get, I have no problem in keeping my mana up. In all, it does a lot to prove that Corki doesn't have as bad of an early game as a lot of people say. I'm able to farm like this very reliably against most mids. If you've seen Ashe, Kog'Maw, as well as Nidalee, I'm having no problem. And here I am. I've grabbed their Wraith camp as well as my Wraith camp, and pushing each of these minion waves for the full kills whenever possible. If you see, when he gets close to those minions, he's in risk of getting hit by that phosphorus bomb and missile as well, which is very much in my advantage. It keeps him away from his creeps as well as giving me those kills. I've been looking back, trying to find out when the next cannon minion's going to be coming, as I'd like to go and get Golem soon in this match. If you see here, I'm actually placed my Wriggle's Lantern active by Dragon in this game, because we did not have a ward there at the time. If you didn't see, my second item that I buy is Mercury Treads. This supplements my defenses by giving me magic resist as well. Between the magic resist from my runes, from my masteries, and from Mercury Treads, I get up to about 90. I can go over 100 with a teammate with Aegis, which is very good. And I'll have over 100 armor with my Wriggle's Lantern by the end of the game, which can be quite handy, yes. Seeing there with the cannon minion and Kog'Maw having missing lane, I head off towards Golem. Here I have boots, and I'm a little bit higher level, so this should go down very quickly despite me being out of mana. Feel free to blow missiles. They recharge very quickly now with the latest buff. Alright, once I've grabbed that, I head back into mid, where Olaf has shown up. But if you see